These are the people who I want to appeal to. Make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes. It is that time of the week or that time of the month whereby we meet with this special lady, mental health expert Jenny Lovell, loving all her colors.
I know, so bright,
Colorful today.
Purple, because we forgot to mention in the beginning of the month, the show, it is the official start of Women's Month.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're on cue.
I'm on cue.
Thank you.
You're on cue, right?
I'm
You're
on
on
all the
cue.
time now because I love purple.
2 weeks ago, you were here when we discussed 5 love languages.
Yeah.
We actually delved into one of them,
Yes.
and we mentioned to you that we were going to actually tell you about all the 5 in segments. So Jenny is back with us, and we're about to discuss, we're in our second segment here,
Yes.
which is now quality time.
You know, I think everybody, when you
Did
meet...
you get any responses after the last one?
I got a lot.
I knew it, me too. They're like, that's so interesting.
I got a lot.
Where can I take the test? When do people ever get excited to take a test?
Yeah,
I
so
wanted to ask that.
You know,
Yeah.
people, when you meet someone and you're in love, you want it to last. Everybody wants it to last. And so if you understand your love language and you understand your partner's love language, how can you not be?
Yeah.
You know, how can you not have a great relationship?
And you know, and I've got to segue here. A lot of people would say, that person is my soulmate, and you feel that because of the first contact of love within by the two. But we fail to realize that one of the things we don't do is to actually focus on each other and listen to what our language really is.
But
So
not only that. The thing is that I always tell people about the plant. If you buy a plant, or you know, people give me plants for gifts. I don't know why they would want to do that. But you have to when you get the plant, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have to nurture that plant. You have to water it. You don't want to overwater. You have to prune it. You have to do
You have to give it the right fertilizers it needs.
Exactly. Now, somebody who's working and you're busy, a lot of times you're running through the door and you go, oh, wow, that plant's looking bad. Pour some water on it, right? But the plant needs a lot more than that. Well, marriage is like a plant that you have. You have to nourish and nurture and love and take care of that plant. Yeah. Otherwise, it will die, just like a relationship will. And so, really critical that you're investing time and energy into that relationship. Yeah. And this is a marvelous program to do that. Yeah. And so I asked people last week to take the test. Go online and take the test and find out what their love language is and see if they can get their partners to take the test so they know what his love language is or her love language is.
It's better if you do it together.
It's really important
Ideally.
because if you know what it is and then you know what that person likes and how to make them happy.
So what the test reveals, if I take it with my spouse, if I take my test reveals how I want to be loved. So it's useful knowledge, but not useful for me to execute.
Right.
It's more important I do it along with my partner so that you know my results, so you know how to love me. And I know your results, so I know how to love you.
Yes.
And the love continues like that. We continue to build that bond. In taking the test, is it 2 of us behind a computer taking that test?
You can print it and take it, but the thing is, if you do it on the computer, it spits out the answer to you right away. You don't have to go grade it and do all the other things.
You don't have to do it at the same time. It's just once you both get the results.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
all right.
The last time we focused on.
Last time we did words of affirmation,
Nice.
which and that's I'm doing a little review.
Oh, you're doing recap. Good.
Yeah. So a little recap. Words of affirmation. If your partner's love language are words of affirmation, you've got to remember words are important.
Words are important.
Yes.
Indeed.
Get a little card. Get one of those little 3x5 cards. Write it on there. Put it on your fridge. Put it where you brush your teeth. So you remind yourself that it's important to say nice things to your partner. Compliment her. Say nice things to the children about your partner. Say nice things to her family members. Say things in front of her face and behind her back that are nice. this makes her so happy. You know, just little things, and you don't want to be fake.
No, you want to be
real,
Yeah.
right? But you know, I really love the way you get up and you take the kids. You know, you go and you play with the kids. And the other night I was so tired, and you got up and you took care of the baby.
That's
little
key.
things.
That's key. Because I think you know, we never mentioned that, but the generic stuff is just blah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's
Yeah.
not very clear. But you know, if somebody says, "Oh, you're the most beautiful girl in the world," like, you know, I can hear that in a song.
Yeah.
If you're awesome or you're this, but if somebody pays attention to a
The little
detail,
things.
I love how thoughtful you are with your family. I love that you are so sensitive about other people's needs.
Yes.
You know, or
You seem to be able to read my mind.
yes.
And every time, like, you know, you do these things without me even saying it to you.
Yeah.
I just
I mean,
appreciate
those
you so
are the
much.
kind of words that will make tears come to anyone's eyes because you feel seen, you
Yes.
feel understood,
Yeah.
and you feel
Affirmed.
you feel recognized
Yes.
to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the specificity of it. I always try to say this word and forget. But yeah, it's that really makes the impact. So
Yes.
please don't go out and say words of affirmation. I love you. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You know.
You just wrote. That's like wrote.
It's
Yeah. Doesn't mean anything.
That's in cards.
It's the thing. It's being authentic. It's being real. It's being nurturing and loving.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that's the person's love language, man. You got them for life. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Serious.
You can imagine telling a mother who's just exhausted and you know, taking after the kids, fed them everything, and at the end of the day, the husband would look at her and say, you know, you are so amazing the way how you manage all of these things at once. It is unbelievable to see how you have the strength to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine, this is
She
like,
gets her energy back right
Yes,
away.
energy.
You know,
Yeah,
it goes to the top of the
regained
mountain.
energy. Yes, regained
Yeah.
energy, additional love. All these things play out to be perfect for the family.
Yeah.
Excellent, man.
Yes.
I feel
So
mushy right now.
it's really critical. It's really important.
Yeah.
Make that 3x5 card and remind yourself to affirm your partner.
and just to flip it the other
And-
side,
and
if you
the
have a
children
hardworking
too.
husband too,
Yeah.
you can say that when he
Exactly.
comes home tired. You know, I know how hard you work for this family. I know
Yes.
you're exhausted, but we really appreciate everything you provide.
Can I give you a
Yeah.
toe rub? Can I give you a foot rub?
Just
You know?
saying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you acknowledge. You acknowledge.
You want to hear that, Trajan? You want to hear that, Trajan? You to cry. It works.
Guys, man, you
It,
guys.
it really does work.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But I just want for things to be both ways, you know, not for only the lady in the home or the wife in the home taking care of things just to make sure that you feel good. You need to go out on a limb to make sure that she feels
It's
good.
both
as well.
partners
Of
have to do
course,
this,
It
both.
is. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You smile. What gun?
No, I'm just the repetition.
Yeah.
Words are important.
Words are important. Words are important.
Important. Yeah.
Yes.
They are. So we're talking today
Today.
about quality time. Now, quality time is giving me your undivided attention. It may only be for 10 minutes, but I have your undivided attention. You know how wonderful that feels? So it's like, put down the doggone phone, the iPad, put it down for the few minutes and give me your undivided attention. And I'll have your side eye looking at the game over here. You know, if you're giving me undivided attention, give that to me for 10 minutes. That's all you need, really. You know?
And it's both ways again.
Yeah.
It's both ways again. Try to get out of the phone at least half hour, at least. And pay keen attention to the conversation. Look her in the eye, look him in the eye, and listen to what's going on. And that's when you'll see how they feel about what they're telling you. I love that.
Have you ever been out, you're out with folks and we're spending time together and you look across the table and they're on the phone?
That's everywhere now.
Yeah, I know.
You're at a
And-
club,
I see
but
that
everybody's
everywhere,
still on their phone.
Yeah.
Nobody's dancing anymore.
You brought me. You come out to let's go out and have some time together. We're going to go eat a meal, and I'm sitting here in your presence, and you're on your phone on Facebook talk. and there's a living person right here in front
Yeah.
of you
To have a
who you're
conversation.
supposed to love, be loved.
And it's even sometimes work. It's not always social media. It's like sometimes, yes, the work texts come in, but here's the thing about messages. You don't always have to answer them immediately.
No,
You know,
right
like
then.
it's this extension of ourselves that we have. I remember once I was out with my entire family, and it was a birthday dinner, and we were just talking. You know, we had a no phone rule because we do that. And I just remember we saw this young family walk in, and we all looked over because we were very cognizant of our no phone rule, and we had the perfect reminder as to why. The husband, the wife, what seemed to be the mother-in-law, and the child were all on devices. And it was a
Nobody's
beautiful
talking.
resort, just like there's so much to take in, and everybody's just
Yeah.
selfies and,
Yep.
you know, wow.
So
Quality time.
the
Yeah.
first quality time is, the person who this is their love language yearns for your undivided attention. It does not have to be all day. I mean, nobody could sustain it for all day. But I mean, for the minutes or time that you set aside, and you need to do it daily. Set time aside, right? Maintain eye contact. You know, here in Belize, a lot of people are uncomfortable with eye contact. But it's so important that when you are with your partner, and I'm talking men or women, that you make eye contact. Eye contact validates that, yes, I'm listening to you. You know, when you look people in the eye,
Yeah.
it validates. You're validating that you're listening. I'm hearing you.
Yes.
Right? And if you're nodding and doing the things that we call active listening, right? I'm validating you that, yes, I'm hearing everything that you're saying.
Question, Janessa. I'm so sorry. I'm just so into this. Now, in quality time, and some folks might say, I want to give quality time, but I don't know what to say. You know, and this
I think that's the second part of this, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's talking about our discussion. I came from work, you came from work, and so we're about to put away everything.
Yeah.
We know the kids are there. They're probably venture off into their movie or whatnot, and sitting down over probably some water, probably a glass of wine because of a long day, is talking about your day, how work was, the hardship of it, or the easy way of it. Is that sharing quality time? Is that a healthy conversation to have doing quality time?
It can, it can be if you're not dwelling on it and you're not just dumping,
It's a start.
right?
Yeah.
It's a start of a conversation. What you don't want to dump. What?
No, I have a lot to say about that, but I do want to go back to the last
Yes,
slide
yes.
first,
Yeah.
because you had a number of things. So it was like, put your phone down, maintain eye contact. But the
Yes.
third one I think is so important, because we think quality time means, okay, you need to give me a whole afternoon, a whole evening. Life is real. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, you know, sometimes it's just lunch, sometimes it's just dinner. That's all that, sometimes it's before you go to bed at night.
Right. But if you make that time
Yeah.
special, I'm looking in your eyes. I can see the color of your eyes. You know,
Yeah.
that's when you have, it's intimacy.
Read
And
the
that's
facial
what-
expressions.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the intimacy of looking somebody in the eye and actually acknowledging them. Particularly if this is somebody you love.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen without interrupting.
Oh, let me tell you something. The recent research shows that people interrupt within 17 seconds. They cannot shut up and listen to the other person. They got to interrupt and give their opinion or talk about themselves.
And you see, the thing is, with relationships, friendships and spousal relationships, I think there's an assumption that you know the other person so well that you know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And it's majority of the time not true. You know, like, if you're my spouse, I know you long enough when you start to say, you know what happened again? Oh, please don't tell me about your coworker, you know? And you don't even get a chance to get it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is, look at that guilt on your face. I'm guilty too. We all do it. It's just, you know, I know, I think I know everything that where your trend of thought is going to go. And it's just, let me finish it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? When we're in a situation like that, in terms of let me finish, that simply means that we're paying attention to the wrong things, and we're doing the wrong things there. Why? Because there is no spontaneity to it. It's a routine, and that's the reason why when you say I could finish with the baby in the crib, that's a routine. That's a routine.
You're making excuses for
and
this,
is
and
a-
we're saying don't do
actively
it.
listen
There are
without
no
interrupting.
excuses.
No, I'm just giving an example and how we can strengthen this.
No.
No.
It's
No,
tough.
there's no
She
excuse.
is tough.
Stop and listen to the whole sentence.
Yes, yes.
You have no
Practice
idea.
it. Practice listening without interrupting. Practice it, seriously. And men in particular, men tend to always want to solve the problem.
Number
they are,
5?
yes, they are solvers. The woman comes in, she doesn't want you to solve it, you know.
guys.
No, seriously. A woman does not want you to solve the problem. She just wants to
People know I solve
know.
the problem.
No,
No,
she just
women
wants,
especially.
especially us.
Yeah.
We just want to know that you are listening and that you are understanding. That's all. I'll figure it out. I
so-
just want to be able to
Yeah.
vent to someone who understands or at least empathizes.
Can I say this?
Wait,
Yeah.
let me just say
Sure.
this because we had this conversation, I think, before Kevin was here, and this was just a concept that was difficult. And I realized more and more, and the more you read, you realize that socially we're different.
Yes.
Men fix.
Yes.
And women, we go through a thought process. So when the two come together and we want to go through a thought process, they perceive it as, how do I fix it?
Yeah.
Out of love.
Yeah.
Out of love.
Yes,
I want to tell
absolutely.
you, quit
Yeah.
your job if you're upset. Stop seeing that friend if they're bad to you. But we just want to have a sounding board. I want the words to come out of my
Right.
mouth. I want to see the reaction in someone
Right.
else. And I want to use that for my own processing to
Right.
solve my own
Own problem.
Can I just say this, please? You
Just
know,
a woman's perspective here. I've
And I-
explained this to so many men before, it's ridiculous.
and I totally understand. I totally understand. But, and it happens in both sexes. Many a times you're probably saying something because you're taking it off your chest, and the way the conversation is going, it's like you're asking for that help. No. The help you're looking for is the listening ear. But it's only natural that somebody would want to, or the listener would want to help by giving a solution. We are not cognizant that the solution is actually hush up, give the body language, and listen.
That's all we want.
happens.
I waited 17 seconds. So I was going to say no. And I think what you're saying is exactly, it's
Yes.
there's a reason why women can talk to other women because they know that I just want you to hear me. You know, I just want you to hear what I'm going through. I want you to say, man, that's horrible. You know,
Yep.
maybe sometimes it's that. Yeah.
That
Offer
should be
sympathy,
sympathy.
not
Should be more
advice.
empathy. You know?
Empathy,
It should
yeah.
be more empathy.
And you, as a man, and most men would want to hear. You hear the problem, and you're thinking, the person I love is battling something. Let me fix it.
Yes.
Or how she should fix it.
Yes.
Fix it now.
And then
stop
if you would
complaining about it afterwards.
if you would listen to me, you wouldn't have gone this far.
Yeah. If you listened to my advice the first time you came with this problem, we wouldn't have it again right now.
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't have it again right
Yeah.
now. It's just like that's not the point of this.
But it boils down to this, just listening to what Marlene just mentioned. This is the reason why it's important girls would sit down with each other and have that conversation because they listen to each other and knows exactly what to do. Now, this
No,
is
no,
the
no, no.
reason.
Okay, no,
that this is what
I
we
am
want to
not
do.
saying no.
No,
No,
no.
let me clarify very quickly because I don't even want it to go further than that. I am saying because you said naturally the listener wants to
to.
solve. I'm saying that it's not all persons who want to solve. You do find friendships and relationships where people listen. And it's just about having your partner understand what you want from them, which means as much as you want to jump in with the quit your job story again or apply for something else or stop talking to that friend, just press pause and listen.
Just listen.
Conclusion for me, girls need girls' time, guys need guys.
No.
No, that's like the
no,
worst
no,
thing ever.
no,
That's the worst
no.
thing ever. If
No.
your wife has a number of issues she's dealing with and she never brings it to you, you're okay with that? Do you never know what's bothering her? What she's struggling with?
No, please. Let's. And I know
No.
this. The conversation could be run on, but I was banking on my conclusion on what you mentioned earlier, whereby, and that's the reason why sometimes, when girls sit down with each other, they actually listen to each other rather than to fix the problem like we want to do because of what we're hearing. It's actually just sitting back, relaxing, and listening to what's going on.
You know what we do too? We ask questions. We will ask probing questions to help her or help our friend to think deeper about what she's going on with.
Both of us.
We don't try to solve it. Sometimes we do. If you come and you say, hey, what do I do about this? I would like to do this. So maybe then you'll offer some guiding stuff. But outside of that, we will listen and we'll ask probing questions. And that's what he recommends, that we ask probing questions. You know?
And men can do it.
That's why I say both of us.
No, I don't think you get it.
No, I don't. It's not girl time, male time. That's probably one way to surely end your relationship if I keep all my problems with just my girlfriends.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, I know we have to go on, but there's a segue in the road here. There's a segue in the road here that we're not because yes, the questions will be asked. That's definitely, especially when we're sitting down trying to. And it's surely not a good thing for both of us to eventually want to share our problems elsewhere. Those have to be solved with each other.
So that's why we're saying this too, and we're saying that men tend to want to solve. You guys want to, your partner is in distress, but she's coming and she's venting because she can hear herself saying stuff. And as she's talking about it, she's beginning to form ideas. Right? She's forming ideas. Just listen.
Yes.
Just listen and say, yeah, honey. Okay, so, and what would you want to do about it? And just give her space to think it through. And she'll say, you know what, let me just think about it later on. And then you all go on to something else. But what you don't want to do is to start telling her what to do.
Or tell her to take it to her girlfriends.
Yeah.
No. You wouldn't definitely, you surely don't do that.
Yeah.
You surely, that's not even your purpose there.
Yeah.
So that's totally understood.
Yeah.
That's totally understood. Anyways, you're smart.
So I'm just saying, not you, John.
I just love it today.
Not you. I'm not talking about you, but any man who thinks that it should just be solved with your girlfriends.
No.
Not you. I said not you. I said any man who thinks that better prepare for either a miserable marriage or an end of a relationship, because as a woman we can tell you that's not enough. Not you. Men who think that.
Yeah. So let's move it right along because I still have a couple more slides. So, giving your partner your undivided attention means that you're focusing on what you're hearing. Quality time is you're focusing on what you're hearing. In words of affirmation, it's what you're saying. In quality time, it's what you're hearing. It's how you're affirming me.
Yeah.
Okay? Doing something with your partner where you're giving them your full attention. It's purpose in doing something together. So you do things and I mean, it doesn't have to cost money. It's something as simple as putting some cushions on the floor and getting your popcorn and everything and just sitting
or just
together.
that glass of wine like you spoke about.
Yes.
Like
You get a glass of wine and sit together. The thing is to make sure though that you're doing the things like looking into her eyes.
even watching TV.
Yeah.
I think we all like TV time, and that's fine. Sometimes you want to turn the TV off, maybe just switch to music. But even if you, like what I love is if we watch a show together and we can talk about it afterwards. What would you do in that situation?
Yeah.
It's like there's
Right.
a connection being,
Right.
it's not just mindless TV watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, you see, it's very important to be able to share yourself, share who you are, share about the things that men don't like to talk about, fear and hurt, because you're socialized very early in life to just show anger, right? But when you become vulnerable and you share with your partner the things that make you worry, things that make you hurt, things that about you that happened to you in your past.
Or even if you just say, I'm nervous about something,
Right.
or I'm worried about something.
Being vulnerable with your partner, that is so, you build such a great relationship with your partner when she's able to see you in your I don't want to say nakedness, but nakedness in the sense of
Vulnerability.
vulnerability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So some examples of quality time: being present, giving your full undivided attention. Turn off the TV and put away the phones and the iPads. One. Going out for a walk, talking about your day. And not just the bad parts of your day, the good parts too. Just talk about what happened during the day today. That was exciting.
That's a great gratitude building
Yes,
exercise.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, meeting for lunch. You can go have lunch for an hour, 45 minutes. I love to see that with your sister and her husband when they go for lunches and things like that. That's so great.
Yeah.
Taking a weekend trip away. Just go somewhere. Doesn't have to be any place expensive, but go somewhere together.
Change your routine.
Yes. Spend time with the children, both of you with the children. Pre-planned, thoughtful date. So your partner plans something, or you plan something. A date that doesn't have to cost a lot of money, right? We're going to go and go watch the moon, watch the full moon. I love full moon.
Sunrise or sunset. Oh.
Yes. Some simple things that you do together that builds that bond and creates that unity and love, Cooking together, working out together. There's so many things that
Cooking
people
and
can
good
do
conversation.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having meals together. People have stopped doing that. Making sure you have at least one meal together in the evening and chatting, right? Successful quality time activity. Do something that one or both of you want to do. That's enjoyable, right? The other person needs to be willing, though. You both know that you're expressing your love to each other through this activity. Okay. Oh, love really is spelled T-I-M-E. The actions to avoid, though: distractions.
Distractions, yeah.
Like your phones and your iPads. I keep harping on that.
Yeah.
Postponing your dates. You can't let work come ahead. If you said to your partner, we're going to do some quality time tonight, don't postpone it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Broken promises are a sure way of having problems. And not listening.
Especially for someone who's quality
That's
time.
Quality time. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no worse feeling than not being heard.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So part of quality time is quality conversation, and we kind of touched on that
That's what you were asking.
briefly. It's
Yeah.
not only sympathetic listening, but also self-revelation. So talking about you, and men tend to not want to do that, So we have to probe and get them to talk about themselves and learn more about the partner. How can you be married or be together for a long period of time and not know anything about the person, right?
Or they don't know anything about you.
About you. Right. So they must be able to express what they're thinking and feeling, and it's difficult for some people. And he gives the example of the Dead Sea and the babbling brook. And he says that the Dead Sea, the River Jordan and the Nile flow into the Dead Sea. So the Dead Sea receives, but nothing comes out of there. Right. So it's like you have some stoic men who don't talk about themselves. Right. They're Dead Sea. They just receive all the stuff from the partner. And I'm not bashing men, by the way. Please don't think that. I'm just saying that our men are socialized like this from very early.
Yeah.
Then you have the Babylon Brook. And the Babylon Brook are some women. They talk everything they see. They run and they talk about everything they hear. They run and talk about it. So the information is coming in through the ears and the eyes, and it's going out through the mouth, right? Without any thought.
Yeah.
And you put these two people together and you have a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Once that honeymoon phase passes.
That's it.
Yeah. So we got through.
So quality conversation. And I think, I don't know how much people value this. So I think that it is important to be able to have kind of just the decompressing time. Like, okay, this is my day. This is what I struggled with, blah, blah, blah. But I also think thought-provoking conversations are paramount,
Absolutely.
And I guess it depends on what you prioritize. If quality time is your priority, remember that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Love languages means that you're going to look at several different types of ways of interacting with your partner, and there'll be a priority, a number one way of loving them. And if quality time, if a lot of this feels like what you need, it's probably that quality time is your number one love language.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that the quality time with quality conversations is really the ideal, you know.
The ideal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the ideal.
Yeah. So you can talk about your day, but you can also be a little bit deeper. If quality time is your love language, because you haven't been through all of them yet.
The thing is, it's not to only talk about work.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, you can come in for a few minutes when you come home, and both of you can talk about what happened at work.
Yeah.
But we don't want work to be at home too.
Yeah.
You bring work home, and then that pervades home.
Yeah.
Talk about things that are important to you as a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goal setting. I
Yeah,
think we
goal
talked
setting.
about that once.
Yeah.
You know, I remember once I heard a speech from, I think it was T.D. Jakes, and he said, as a couple, are you growing together or are you dying together? Because if you're just existing until the day you die, then there's nothing. But the growth comes from the
yes.
expansion of mind and ideas and
Absolutely.
goals. And so that's where the deep and quality conversation is just so important.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
T.D. Jakes is good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So that was quality time.
That was
We're done.
quality time.
That was wonderful. Like, for real. I really enjoyed every second of that, you know, as we move along.
So let's just do a quick recap. So we did the 5 love languages. If you do this test,
Oh, I wanted people to
brought
see
the
the
book.
book. I brought the book.
Yeah.
The book
it's
is
an easy read.
easy reading. You can get through this in a day or two.
Yeah.
You know.
And so there are 5 different love languages, and what happens is a percentage. It gives you pretty much like a percentage. So let's say I am 50% quality time. 40% words of affirmation, and gifts and all the rest don't matter to me. But it could be that you are words of affirmation number 1, gifts number 2.
Yeah.
And so people know how to be loved.
Right.
So we've covered words of affirmation and quality
Quality
time.
time.
Yes.
All right.
All
And so
right.
we got 3 more to go.
Yes.
All right. Looking forward to those 3.
Any final advice to people? So what happens if 2 people with totally opposing love languages, you know, I don't know if are there any polar opposites? Like, let's say you like being loved by gifts, and I like being loved with quality time, and gifts matter nothing to me. How do we meet in the middle?
Well, the thing is, gifts don't have to be something expensive, you know.
Yeah.
The gift can be that I make something. Different ways of giving a gift to someone. It could be the gift of time. Right?
Yeah.
So the gift, if gifts are important to me, and your one is what?
Quality time.
Quality time.
Yes.
If I know that quality time is important to you, then I'm going to try to do everything to spend quality time with you.
So forgetting your own language. It's
Right,
not
I have to
about
forget-
your love
right, it's not
language.
about
It's
mine.
about your partner's
Partner's
love
love
language.
And if your partner is doing the
same thing for you, that's when we meet.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I could want to cuddle with you all you want and spend time and try to talk, but you just want to see I invest in a thoughtful gift. Not
Right.
necessarily expensive, but a thoughtful gift. That's
Thoughtful
what
gift.
you're waiting on.
Right.
I'm not giving that to you.
Right. And that's what causes
Yeah.
causes some of the problems.
Unhappiness.
And
yeah.
that's why it's so important for people to know what they're loving. And so now, as we talk about these, and it resonates with you, you probably that would be your love language.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
All right, so 2 down, 3 more,
3
to,
more
go.
to go.
Remember, you can find this test online, 5 Love Languages by
.com.
Gary Chapman. Yeah,
.com.
you could Google it and it will come up. I guarantee you the tests are online. There's an app you can get.
Yeah.
You and your partner take some time, find out what your love language is. Tune in and see as we learn and unpack more about how to
There's
show love
actually
in
an
this
app
ways.
for quality time, you know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
I saw it
Quality
last
time
night.
app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I saw it last night. They give you ideas of different things that you can do and
Yeah.
actually plan things together.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there you go. So if quality time is your number 1, then you even have a cheat sheet on how to decode this special language.
Cheat sheet.
Jenny, this is so awesome. I feel that we are learning and offering so much to people
Yeah, it
to
is.
really
It
help
is.
to make better relationships. And
Yes.
as we said before, this is not just about your spouse. children individually all have their own love
Yes.
languages too.
So important to learn their love language so that we treat them with the love that they need, you know?
Definitely.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead now and take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Kidney Association of Belize. So stay tuned.
People who I want to appeal to make those little slips. It happens. You have to have a plan to manage your problems effectively. How are you going to do it? Fall off the horse? Jump right back on.